Hi, welcome back to the next video on the tractor. As you would have seen from the last few videos, mechanically we are done. Hang on, let me put that up there. She's running, working fine, so we can forget about the mechanics for the time being and concentrate on the bodywork. Now you may notice we've got wings and lights fitted. These are the reproduction fiberglass wings from Tractor Spare Parts. All these bits come from them. We've got our lights fitted, a plough light fitted. We got our number plate on its swivel malarkey going on. That's all good. It's taken me a little while to gather up all the nuts and bolts for these. I've used stainless steel Phillips head button head bolts for the wings because they look better than a hex bolt. These wings are very good, but they don't come like they're not a finished item, if you like. They do need a fair bit of sanding and titivating to get them to the point where I'll be happy with them anyway. They're a good product. I'm not dissing the wings, I'm just saying they're not something you pull out the packet, paint and fit. They come with no bolt holes in, so they're a bit tricky to fit, especially since as this tractor, when I bought it, didn't have the little elliptical wings on, it had the rattle cab on. So I've had to basically fit them how they fit on the bracket, where they look right, where they line up right. I have gone down, and a friend down the road's got a Leyland 154 parked in the barn, and that has got its original elliptical wings on, so I was able to sort of eyeball them, take a few measurements. But I'm happy where the wings are fitting. Happy with the lights. So now I've just got to take them all apart and paint them. This is all going light blue. I'm painting the wing stay mounts underneath light blue as well. I thought about painting them dark blue, but I've decided, no, I'm going to paint them light blue. So I've got to strip all these down, sand these wings down, fill a couple of holes I've drilled in error, and get them primed and painted. And along with these, I will be doing the seat. That gets our back end more or less done. Obviously, I haven't got all the linkage on the back yet. I'll come back to that later. But today we are doing the wings. I'll show you a couple of things I've had to mess with. Bearing in mind, this, like I said, this tractor never had any of this on, so I'm unfamiliar with it. I've got the wings lined up at the front. These are parallel with the tractor, if you like. They're actually a pretty good fit. I'm pretty pleased with them. I've had to measure up where the light mounts went. They are in line with each other. And they do look good. They're even, so that's a positive. The hydraulic lift valve, hang on, I'll film that as well, bear with me. The hydraulic lift valve was bolted straight to the wing of the rattle cab. This bracket wasn't present, so I've had to buy that and paint that. I've also had to make a couple of spacer bushes to bolt that to the inner bracket that you can see down there. Nothing too major. You probably could have brought those bushes if you hunted around for them. I think they were on this, I think they're 22mm long. Probably different on yours, so I'd ignore that bit of information. I've got the number plate mounted, and as you saw, it swivels down out the way. Now my friend's tractor down the yard has got a little bracket here which keeps the number plate like tucked in like that. I don't know whether that's an original feature or whether someone's added that in the past. I'm probably not going to bother with that at the moment, but it is something to think about. The other thing is the swivel pin for the number plate didn't come with a nut, so I made a gnarled nut for myself to tighten that up, although I think I'm going to drill a hole through that so I can pop an R clip in there, so when the number plate is deployed, it doesn't want to fall out the way. Number plate is going black. The number plate mount anyway. Everything else there, the lights, the light mounts, the wing stays, they're all going blue. I'm going to leave the plough lamp black because it's not a bad finish on it and I can't be bothered painting it. I might paint it down the road, but I'm leaving that black for the minute. Yeah, that is where I am at the moment. So I've got a load of sanding discs come yesterday. I've got to fill a few holes, break them all down and get these sanded down and primed, and then we'll load the paint gun up with light blue and get them painted. And like I said, I'm going to do the seat and hopefully the top of the fuel tank at the same time, so I haven't got to keep swapping the paint gun colours over. Other than that, that is where we are. I brought a new regulator for it. I haven't fitted it yet. I know the dynamo is putting out good voltage, but it doesn't seem to be showing on my ammeter. It shows about, I don't know, 4 amps, 5 amps. I thought, bugger it, I'll get a new regulator. It might improve that. The brushes on my dynamo when I got this tractor had long since worn out, so that dynamo wasn't doing anything. Also, the wire for the field terminals was broken under the battery tray, so that regulator probably hasn't done anything for years. Not that a charged battery on this tractor lasts months with no charging whatsoever, providing you're not cranking it over all the time. So I brought a new regulator. I will get that fitted and tell you how that works out. The other thing I've fitted that I'm yet to paint is I've brought the little toolbox they sell that bolts to that arm. There you go. Unfortunately, it's red. So that I need painting dark blue. So I'll do that when I get and paint some of this linkage. But once we got this sorted out and the seat on, we are pretty much down to just the bonnet. Now I've got to make a phone call on the bonnet. Tractor Spare Parts sell 2 lots of decals for this tractor, an early and a late. The early one has got Nuffield 154 on a little sticker on the bonnet. The later one has just got 154. My one has just got 154, but it's in the style of the early Nuffield badge. So I don't know whether that's a badge I can get, or whether I'm going to have that reproduced. I'm sure someone somewhere out there has got one. This is a an M. What's that? I want to say a 74. I'm pretty certain, actually, if I think back to the logbook I've got for this tractor, it's early 74. My friend's one down the yard, I believe, is a 72. That's got the Nuffield 154 badge. So I'm guessing mine's some kind of crossover tractor. The later tractors had an alternator as well. Mine is still a dynamo tractor. So make of that of what you will. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I'm going to break all these down and get these primed and sanded and primed, and then I'll bring you back to show you how we're getting on. So I'll see you in 2 minutes. Okay, as you can see, I've got all those bits painted Leyland light blue. I can't do nothing with them because they're still a bit sticky. I only painted these yesterday late afternoon. It's Sunday today, so they've been hanging for about 18 hours. But I don't want to start messing with them until they're fully dry, which will probably be, if I'm really lucky, tomorrow. But I think, in all honesty, we're probably looking at Tuesday before I start messing with them and assembling all of this. This gets me wings on, me lights on, me seat on, me fuel tank. The top of the fuel tank's been painted again. Yeah, this gets us the back end of the tractor done. Once all this is assembled, which you will see in the next video, I'm quite looking forward to seeing it all on myself. All we've got left to do is the 3-point linkage arms, which are going dark blue. There's not much to paint there, and I'll paint my new toolbox dark blue whilst we're at it. And then that just leaves us with the bonnet, and we are, well, done. Yeah, I have got a few more snagging things to do. I want to sort out that ratchet on the brake pedal so it doesn't hit that spring. I think that's it. It's just get this lot on, get the bonnet sorted and do the wiring, although I'll probably do the wiring for all of this before I touch the bonnet. So hopefully by the end of this month we might be saying that we are done, and that will be done. I know there's the phrase YouTube done, which from experience, when you've got an old car, they're never done. There's always something. By the time I've done the last thing, something I've already done I probably want looking at. But we are getting there. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, a bit of a short video, and I'd have loved to have shown all this fitted to the tractor, but you can't hurry paint drying. You just can't. If I start touching this now, I'm going to cover it with fingerprints, and what's the point? So I'm going to leave this hung here. Probably might be all right for tomorrow. It's not like sticky, but if you know paint, it's not quite there yet. No, happy with the way the wings turned out. Like I said, if you're buying these fiberglass reproduction wings, they aren't get it out the box and fit them. It's not a lot of work, but there is a bit of work to do. And I was looking at the wing. I contemplated trying to sand and smooth the inside so it didn't look like fiberglass, but I decided that was a hiding for nothing. They're obviously fiberglass wings, so what are you doing trying to hide it? So I'm going to call that it for this video. Only a short one this week. Tractor's still running and starting wonderfully. Once I've got all this on, I'm going to get it out and get it all a wash, and then I can, when I come to do the bonnet, I can actually take the tractor out. Give me a bit more room to work on. Now, I've been dreading starting on the bonnet because shiny panel work is not my thing. But we will make that look perfect one way or another. So there we are. Thanks for watching. If you want to see all this fitted and working, like and subscribe to catch next week's video. And yeah, there we go. A bit more done. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.